Well, we're here at Gatton Leagues Club. It's the Carl Park Sporting Complex, and we're here at Gatton Hawks. We've been looking forward to this all weekend. We're here with the junior president, Shane Brooking. How are you, Shane?
Well, mate, thanks, Hope.
Yeah, and look what a fantastic facilities here. What a great club. How many kids you got registered here?
230 kids, so we're probably up about 10% or so on what we were in the last few years, so numbers are good.
I like your sponsorship setup. You've got a sponsor for every grade. Tell me some of them.
Yeah, every grade. Moving into next year, Nolan's have stayed on, Cook's Transport has stayed on. We've got some new sponsors, some rendering, some plastering companies, so a few more families getting involved as well. So plenty of sponsors on board.
Come on over, mate. And then you, like most clubs, mate, you have families that help with the canteen and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, we do. We could always do with more, but we do have families involved with the canteen, set up, pull down, all those sorts of things. So.
And over here, come in here, it's the Deputy Mayor Jason Cook. How are you, Jason, the chairman of the Gatton Leagues Club?
Good, thanks, Hope.
Great facilities here.
It is, mate, yeah. It's been going pretty well.
Well, we're going to talk about both those things in a moment, but at the moment, welcome to the TRL Footy Show. Okay, kids, 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the TRL Footy Show. Let's go!
Yeah, well, thanks very much. And here at Gatton Leagues Club, Carl Park Sporting Complex. And again, we're still here with the president of the juniors here, Shane Brookings. And we're saying you've got a couple of special teams involved with the Matson Rasmussen or the President's Cup last week.
Yeah, our under-12 side and our 15-16 Youth Cup side played brothers a couple of weekends ago in the President's Cup, and we came away with 2 wins.
And what makes you the most proudest of being the boss of this Gatton Hawks junior club?
It's a good family club, We've got good facilities, so we're always working to improve on it. We've got a few things we still want to get up and running over the next sort of few months and into next year. But yeah, it's just good little country club, one club town. I think we do well because we're the only club in Gatton.
Any fundraisers you've got coming up apart from, say, presentation at the end of the season?
No, not really. We're done with our fundraising for the year. We're just organising. We've got a few, 3 or 4 fixture games left, and we run into the finals. The semi-finals are down here this year, so we'll have a big day, early September. And then just a break-up day in our little end-of-season trip that we do with all the kids each year. So,
well, thanks for having us here tonight or this afternoon. Right. We wish you all the best coming up to the grand final. Thanks very much, Shane.
Thanks, Abe. Appreciate your time.
And over to you, Jason, and what a fantastic facilities you have here at Gatton, the envy of a lot of other clubs.
Yeah, it is a good facility, Abe, and it hasn't just arrived here overnight. It's been a lot of hard work from a lot of people over a lot of years. So the work from the clubs that are involved here, plus the Carl Park sports committees working together, getting grants, volunteers' hours and time in putting projects together is what the result of what we've got here.
Yeah, we've been bragging on the OBN Cookie Call about the grandstand in your can bar. Are you showing the benefits immediately since those new structures have been here?
Oh, they're basically facilities for the clubs to take advantage of. The clubs themselves probably contributed most to those. As some people may not be aware, the Leagues Club and Carl Park are separate entities to the club, but we all work together. We all contribute a little bit of time and money to these projects, and then we try and get as many grants as we can. And the clubs were very, very good in proceeding with those 2 projects, and it's really enhanced the facility here.
And I suppose you're the proudest of all the clubs actually working together, that they know that they don't take it for granted that one club deserves more than the other.
Oh, well, that's what we try to, that's what the aim is. We want to make this facility for everybody. We understand we have cricket, we have rugby league, we have touch football. Over in the backfields here we have netball, we have AFL, we have cricket over on the back as well. So trying to keep everybody happy and trying to have the surface the best it possibly can for everybody's events is a big ask. Sometimes the clubs aren't happy about calls we make, but at the end of the day, we've just got to try and do best for everybody.
I suppose your latest, if we could go down there, Barry, with the grandstand here and the can bar. What a fantastic facility that sort of makes it a great amphitheatre now, doesn't it, Jason?
Yeah, like Gatton's been a bit of a wary place for teams to come and play, especially on a Saturday night and Sunday afternoons. Teams aren't really happy coming here. They're very uncomfortable. So that'll add to that, I think. It'll really make a real battle of a place to come to.
So, surname like Cook, I can hear a little docile tone of the Cook family in your voice, mate. Would you happen to be related to some bloke we know?
Terry's the first cousin of mine, yeah.
Oh, that's good, mate. And how many games of football did you win in the backyard with him, mate?
No, Terry always won. Terry always
that's
won.
Good, but look, I'm sure you're very, very proud, not only of your family history, and we're very proud of Terry, as we are, but of the club, and it's great to expose it here tonight.
Yeah, look, it's great to have some you guys come out here and to give us a bit of exposure here at the club. And the biggest thing with our clubhouse here, this is a non-for-profit entity here, so whatever money is made in the clubhouse inside here all comes back into this facility, back to the community, back to the kids, back to the clubs, so that they can be a lot more viable and it's a lot cheaper for the clubs to operate. So,
well, it's an honour for you to have us here and for us to be here, so hopefully we can come down next year. So thanks very much for having us.
More than welcome. Thank you. Thanks, Ed.
Yeah, here we are. We're down at Cahill Park and we're with some of the victorious Gatton Hawks teams from the 15-16 Development Cup and the Under-12s, who a couple of weeks ago were successful in winning their President's Cup. Sitting beside me is Jet. Jet, what position are you playing for the Hawks, mate?
Play centre.
Centre, and did you score any tries in the President's Cup the other weekend?
Yeah, I scored one.
Only one, boys. Did anyone score more than one? No. What was the score anyway?
22-20.
So Corey's telling me 22-20. Did you score a try, Corey? No. What position are you, mate? Prop. And who's the skipper of this side? He's gone. He's taken the trophy and run away. You can see the boys there with their medals. Hold your medals up, boys. There we go. It's over there. So I've got Hayden here with me, mate. Hayden, what position do you play? And mate, how'd the boys go? Did you just, it was a pretty close game. Did you just lead all the way, or did you have to come from behind? Very good, typical hooker. Only knows what happens at the finish, not during the game. That's all good. We've got a few of the under-12s here, mate. What's your name? Bailey, how'd you go, mate? Did you just win by a long way, or was it pretty close? Did you score a try? Did anyone score a try out of you boys? And there's one more. Kados did. Come round here, Kados. Are you the skipper? Yeah. Okay, boys, move up. We're moving over to the skipper. How many tries did you score?
I think one.
And who was your best player on the park other than yourself, of course?
Probably one of those two, Tyler or Chris.
Okay, Tyler or Chris played pretty well. Now our brothers, they a pretty good team?
No. Yeah, they're pretty good.
And if they made it, so you think you might front them in the grand final in a few weeks?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and who are you going to front in the grand final?
Oh, it's hard to say. Probably brothers.
Ezekiel, what position do you play, mate?
Oh, prop.
And who's the hardest team you played against this year in under 15-16? The Mighty Tigers up there. Robbo will be Tigers. But here we are. We're down here with the Gatton Hawks, and we'll be looking forward to the Toowoomba Rugby League show coming up shortly. Boys, give them a big thumbs up, eh? And a big cheer for the Hawks. Woo!
Hello and welcome. Thanks very much for that introduction, Robbo. And see if we can fix that. Robbo, it's hard to find good staff, isn't it? So, welcome to the TRL Footy Show. Is there a crowd out there? Yeah! Oh, who's going to win the grand final?
Storm! Yeah, go to the Storm!
Yes, that's right. Well, joining me is a cherished member of the Obie and Cookie Radio Call, and is none other than the Mr. Bulldog himself, who's going to win the premiership, Kelvin Hawke. How are you, Kelvin?
Good, thanks, Obie. Yeah, great to be here. Great night. People around. It's enjoyable.
And one of our regular panellists for the Toowoomba Rugby League Footy Show. And look, he's got a business down here as well. Paul Reedy from K&R Plumbing Supplies.
G'day, Obi, Kelvin. How are you, mate?
Yeah, well,
should be a good night, eh?
You'll be enjoying coming down here to Gatton, mate. I spoke to you earlier in the show, and then you have your business down here. How long have you had it here?
We've been in here about 7 years with one of our branches, and fantastic store, great little town to be involved in, and the people down here are very staunch local supporters, so it's great to be part of that town.
Yeah, and of course the Senior Rugby League is why we're here, Kelvin, and it's a long-established, very traditional club, isn't it, Kelvin?
Yes, we've been around for a long time. I've been with the club for quite a while, Obi, yeah.
And look, tell us a little bit about Gatton and how it evolved.
Well, the Toowoomba part of it, I was back in 1985 when we actually left Ipswich League. We'd won the last 3 premierships we were in Ipswich in 83, 84, 85. We won, and then it was the Jets were about to start in Ipswich, and in those days it was a local side with all guys working a lot on farms and that kind of stuff, and we would have had to play football on Saturdays. So it was the decision was made. It took a bit of doing, but we got to Toowoomba, and I think it's one of the best moves that the club's ever had. Yeah,
and what I was going to say is that what's been probably one of the highlights or the highlights of Gatton's journey in the rugby league field.
In Toowoomba League, well, I guess the premierships were a long time between drinks, but we won the premiership in 1989, was our first A-grade premiership, and we doubled up that year with the B-grade winning, and then back not so long ago, 2013, we did it again, the A-grade premiership and the B-grade premiership. Along the way there's been some lower grade sides winning, in particular our B-grade side over the last few years have been in the last 4, I think, winning 3 of them, and each year their battle's been against Valleys, and it could be again this year.
Yeah, what's the secret with your lower grades? You've had second division premiers, we've had reserve grade premiers.
Oh yeah, the club's depth is great at the moment, and a lot of that can be contributed to the guys from Lowood. I don't know if the people out there know, but the Lowood boys have been over here for a few years now, Lowood and Laidley guys, and they've, well, probably there's not a great deal of them in the A-grade side at the moment, a few of them there, but they've increased the depth greatly, and it's been great for the club, and their support has been great.
Yeah, Reeds, they're certainly the kings of the lower grade trophy cabinet, aren't they?
Yeah, all the years I've been going up and doing the calling of the semi-finals and the grand finals for the Toowoomba Rugby League. Gatton have always featured very heavily, particularly in the C grade and the reserve grade, and along with Pittsworth have always been very strong in those grades as well, but the Hawks definitely have been one of the stalwarts of those grades throughout, along with the A grade over a number of years as well. So it's a very strong rugby league town.
And it's so great to be here. Now on to the Mustangs. What have you got to tell us about the Mustangs, Reeds?
Yeah, the boys are coming off a 2-week break. They've been trying to get over a few niggling injuries, and we're still struggling for a few players again this week. A few of them are going to be required to play Toowoomba Rugby League to qualify for the finals. So we'll be looking forward to that, but we're taking on the Victorian Thunderbolts, Gull Park, Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock, so a great opportunity to come out and have a look at them. The Thunderbolts, mate, they're a good side. We struck them first up, our first game this year was down there in Melbourne. Yep. There's a big ask, and they're full of Storm Academy players. They were the Storm under 20 NYC team last year, so it's going to be a very tough weekend for the boys, but look, they're doing us proud, and they're sticking it out and fronting up and having a crack at them every week. Yeah,
I remember you telling me about the actual jet lag and the number of plane flights and so forth. So have you booked the plane flights for the Thunderbolts, mate, to go via Perth?
Yeah, I'd love to. If we wouldn't have minded taking this game to somewhere like Gundawindi or something. For,
because then they've got a 4-hour trip.
Yeah, so make them have
nice
a bit of travelling and that. But yeah, it'll be a Sunday afternoon, so hoping it's a little bit cool.
Yep.
Bit of nice, cool, damp Toowoomba weather would be nice to put on for the Victorian boys.
Well, let's go on to the summary. And the second last round was played last week. Is that called a penultimate round, mate?
Penultimate round, yes.
Now, Kelvin, do you know how to spell penultimate?
No, I'm pretty good with spelling, but that's one I probably have to avoid.
And I won't even ask Robbo because he can't spell his own name, let alone that. But look, what a great game we had down here at Carl Park. Gatton won 32 points to 12 over Oakey. Kelvin and myself called that game. Billy Jackwitz was the Toowoomba Sports Club player of the match. Aaron Cherry got our 2 points, and Dom Hawke, he got our 1 point. And it was an entertaining game, wasn't it? The hot dog. Yeah.
Hot dog. Yeah, it was an entertaining game. There wasn't a real lot of defence in it. Both sides out of contention for the finals, but it was an entertaining game. A few mistakes, but I guess that's what you expect at the end of the, given a free rein both sides, that's what you expect coming into the finals when you're not going to be involved.
Hey Kelvin, didn't we enjoy Dennis Burgoyne and Samson Mariner? They were making mincemeat of the 5 or 6 people trying to tackle them.
It was, and Dennis in particular. And didn't we find it hard to distinguish Dennis out there without the bush ranger beard? It was a little bit hard to, like he's so familiar with that beard, it was a bit hard to find him out here under the lights without that beard, Obi. I know you had trouble.
Yeah, that's right. I sure did, but it's always the bush ranger to us. Clean sweep for Gatton, 66-0 in reserve grade, 74-14 in under 18s, and second division Gatton 40 to Oakey 4, and then Pittsworth 64 points to 6 against Brothers. Jeff Webber 3 points. Curtis Shaler had 5 tries. He's come through the Mustang system, hasn't he, mate?
Yeah, he's a good young lad, and then he went down to Cronulla for a season to try his best down there in the under 20s. But I'm sure they wish they had him for all year. He's out a little bit injured and that, but he's certainly a good talent. And he's a Pittsworth boy through and through. And
of course, in those lower sides, Jaron Bender has been a standout for Brothers. He's had a fantastic year. And I tell you what, just back to Curtis Shaler, I heard an interview from him through the week, and undecided on what he's going to do next year, mate. He's certainly put the bulk on, so he's probably putting his hand up for going to higher places again. He's still young enough, isn't he?
Yeah, he's only 21, I think, so he'd be looking forward to obviously a Q Cup start somewhere. Hopefully he'll be able to get one through maybe Ipswich or one of the coast sides down there. Curtis, and look, he's a lovely young fellow, him and his family, great people, but I hope he does stick around because he'll be fantastic in the Toowoomba League, and the Danes will certainly be looking forward to using him next year.
And then one of the nemesis for Gatton in the lower grades, Pittsworth always had. They had a good win over Brothers, 34-12 in reserve grade, 30 points to 18 in under 18, and then in second division, Pittsworth 42 to Brothers 14 as the boys from the Reggies come into the clubhouse. But Pittsworth always going to be a hurdle in those lower grades, Kelvin.
They are, Pittsworth, and in a couple of the lower grades. I think Gatton's played them in preliminary finals, and I think in a grand final in reserve grade, in C grade or second division just a couple of years ago.
And then the match of the round. And look, a bit of fizzer for me. It was a stop-start game. Waddles 44 defeated Dalby 24. It was 1 against 2. Minor premiership on the line. And Waddles led 28 points to 6 at half-time. Matty Duggan, player of the match. Xavier Manley got the 2 points for Dalby. Jackson Green got the 1 point. Travis Burns had his best game of the year. A tussle out there, but stop-start game coming into the finals.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing to me. I actually tipped Dalby in that. I really thought they'd be pushing to try and get up and secure a number 1 or 2 spot, so that they, this week, with them having a bye and not being able to earn 2 points, I really thought they'd be putting it to Waddles. Waddles probably showing their depth and their ability and standing out to everyone. Doesn't matter if you're in the top 5 or the bottom 5. When you're front up against us, you're going to be getting some points put on you. Matty Duggan, though, what a superstar. He's going good, isn't he?
Yeah, really well. Who did you tip there, Kelvin?
I tipped Waddles. I haven't been that impressed with Dalby over the last 6 or 8 weeks. I saw them play down here against Gatton, and Gatton were definitely the better side that night. I think we called it over, you were here. And then I called the game against Valleys probably 6 weeks ago.
Yep.
And again, they were very disappointing to me. Obviously they've improved since, but of the sides left there, they're my least favourite at this stage.
Okay, well look, in reserve grade, Waddles finished Dalby's year by beating them 28 points to 22 in reserve grade. Dalby were on 5th position, 1 point behind Waddles. And Wattles got the bacon. And of course, Dalby, they have a bye this week. So out you go through the door there. Under 18s, big score there. Dalby 100, the only 100 score in the 2018 season over Wattles 12. Second division, Dalby 22 defeated Stanthorpe 16, and they play each other this week. We'll tell you about that later on. And Gundawindi 62-14. Interesting here, Kelvin. It was 16-10. Gundawindi were leading at half time.
Yeah, I was listening to the results as they came through, and Gundawindi probably out there, I think it was out there, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were always going to be hard out there, but credit to South, they stuck with them, and they have done with a couple sides in that first half, but it's in that second half that the side seemed to run over them.
Yeah.
I think a lack of players that were backing up from reserve grade into A grade, yeah, it's made it difficult.
And Will Carter, I think he got 4 tries. He got the 3 points. Andrew Hull got good up front for the Boars. Damien Mills always been good for the Tigers this year. Reserve grade, Gundawindi 56-4 over South. And that under 18 reads very important for South. 40 points to 22 against the Boars.
Yeah, it keeps the under 18s in touch. They won the President's Cup earlier this year against the under 18 Hawks, and then they lost a few there in a row. Had some injuries as well, and a few of their players obviously in the under 20 Mustangs. So they would have over those 2 weeks needed to get both wins in the under 18s to keep them in the top 3.
And then an important game, Warwick 22 defeated Valleys 14, and I think Warwick led 14-0, didn't they, Kelvin? I think they did.
They did, yes.
And then a big comeback from Valleys.
Big comeback from Valleys. Valleys are struggling for injury. Warwick going very, very well at the right time of the season. So yeah, they've been probably the most impressive side, I believe, over the last 6 weeks. Have been the Warwick Cowboys, along with Wattles.
Yeah, well, we'll talk more about that as they come into their finals campaign. The Warwick Cowboys, Dylan Galloway got the 3 points. Corey McGrady having a ripper of a season, got 2 points, and to the top of the Player of the Year table. Gary Allery got 1 in reserve grade. Valleys 24-12 over Warwick, and I think that put paid to Warwick's reserve grade aspirations to winning the premiership. Under 18s, Valleys 38-6 over Warwick, and then South Burnett, they beat Highfields 30 points to 16 in under 18s. That's a big score for the quiet achievers, South Burnett, in that under 18 competition, Kelvin.
Yeah, it was an upset, but I've seen South Burnett, and on their day, they are capable of beating any side in the competition.
That's right, and then second division, Warwick 54 defeated Valley 16. So as we go to the break, let's look at an interview with the Toowoomba Sports Club player of the match, Hawks, Billy Jackwitz. This is the Toowoomba Rugby League Footy Show. Andrew O'Brien reporting QRL, TRL Media, and we're here with our Toowoomba Sports Club player of the day, Billy Jackwitz. And you enjoyed that, mate. You nearly got away, but you got a nice try there in the second half, Billy.
Yeah, no, they were good. They come out to play. Meant a lot to them to come down here and play us. They beat us out there last year. So, yeah, it was good to get a try on that. And I probably blew one there before, but yeah, I thought it was good to get the win.
Hey, Billy, you've been kept a number of weeks at fullback now, and you like to sort of have that position to yourself as you did with the wing or centre and so forth. And I think you've got it as your own now. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I enjoy playing fullback. A bit more ball, roam around the middle a bit more. Yeah, just back up Big Dennis and the forwards and that, and yeah, it's going good.
You know, you played very well. Congratulations, mate. Well done.
Council, I'll declare the meeting open. Thank you very much for your attendance. Welcome to our Vinyl.
This is Debbie Harrow from Blondie.
This is Jimmy Barnes here.
Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac.
This is Reverend Willie G from ZZ Top.
The best tracks from the greatest albums of our generation.
That's right.
From your breakfast and coffee to your drive home.
We've got the classic hits that make your workday,
When you got a job to do,
Go by a lot faster.
if we haven't said it lately, thanks for listening. The home of classic rock.
Don't touch the dial.
PowerFMRadio.com.au.
Whether you're a professional musician, a weekend warrior, or just starting out, you need to talk to the experts at Royce Music. With over 35 years' experience, Royce Toowoomba's oldest music store specialises in guitars, drums, and sound equipment, and can even repair and maintain your equipment. Call them today on 46 327 377. Drop into their showroom at 17 Bowen Street, or find them on Facebook. Royce Music, selling Toowoomba's finest musical instruments.
Hi, I'm Neil from CGD Group, and we do printing with imagination. Our products and imaging have that wow factor. Whether it be business cards, flyers, the Coffee Gazette, or our brand new A5 video folders and animation. Have your business branding remembered. Call us today on 4639 5553. CGD Group, printing with imagination.
On Power TV Australia, we take a frank look at computers, the internet and social media with a team of experts from around the world with Switched On IT. Learn what makes the internet tick and how to keep your kids safe online. Discover a whole new world of entertainment at www.powertvaustralia.com or download the app from the Google Play Store.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Robbo. Right into the points table here. And in A grade, the top fives, we've known that for a couple of weeks. Wattles secured the minor premiership. And you can see there that Dalby on 24, they've got a bye this weekend. They are the defending champions. And then we've got Highfields 22, Valleys 22, and Warwick 22. Now, I can tell you, if Highfields beat Wattles, Valleys beat Pittsworth, and Warwick beat Brothers, then I'm going to give up, because 2 to 5 will all be on 24 reads.
Yeah, and we'll go back to points for and against, and some of those games there where you needed to put some points on, those teams will be very close. But look, how good's that? How good's it for the competition about how tight that is? Wattles have obviously secured the minor premiership, but I reckon it'd be great to see the other four all finish on 22. It'll be anyone's game coming to the grand final.
Yeah, well, let's have a crack at it, Kelvin. We got Wattles cannot get out of first spot. They are minor premiers, irrespective of whether they win or lose against Highfields on the weekend. Dalby on 24, they've got the bye. They finish 260 points for and against plus. And the worst they can finish is fourth, the best they can finish is second. Highfields, they're on 22. They've got a really good for and against, haven't they, Kelvin, on 370. Yeah, you see, so the best they can finish is second, the worst they can finish is fourth. And then Valleys, they play Pittsworth. They're 234 on for and against. And again, they're second or fourth, best to worst. And then Warwick, they can still finish third, and they can finish third because if Valleys get beaten by Pittsworth and Highfields get beaten by Wattles. Now, do you want me to say that a bit slower now, mate? But Warwick can end up third, can't they, Kelvin?
They can, and as I said, I think they're the dark horses, especially if they make that top three. Although I did hear that along the grapevine, they've got a few injuries out of last week's game.
All right, well, Gatton and the reserve grade Kings, take it away, Kelvin.
Yes, in the reserve grade, we've got Highfield leading the way on 25, Valleys on 23 points, Pittsworth on 22 points, Gatton on 21, we've got Wattles on 18, Dalby on 17, Warwick and Gundawindi on 15, Souths on 4, Oakey on 4, and Brothers on 2. Highfields on 25, they play Wattles this weekend and they will finish first. Valleys are on 23, they play Pittsworth. The worst they can finish is fourth, the best they can finish is second.
It's just as close, isn't it, Kelvin?
It is close, yes. Pittsworth are on 22 and they play Valleys. The worst they can finish is fourth and the best they can finish is second. Gatton play Souths. They're on 21 points. The worst they can finish is fourth. The best they can do is third. and then Wattles, who play Highfields, Wattles on 18, play Highfields, and they will finish 5th.
Irrespective of what they're doing. So very, very close there in reserve grade, especially that 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and very important to get the second and 3rd bites of the cherry. Let's have a look at under 18s, Reeds.
Yeah, look, this is a very tight competition in the under 18s. 4 of our top 5 can finish in first position after this weekend. So the ladder as it stands at the moment, Dalby are clear on 27, South 26. Sorry, Gatton 26. Then you got the Highfields Eagles on 25, along with South Burnett on 25, and the Tigers are on 24. So that's a pretty tight competition.
Well, 3 points from 1st to 5th, mate.
Yep.
2 points from 1st to 4th.
Last year's premiers, Valleys are sitting just outside the 5. They can't make it, which is very disappointing for the Valleys Roosters. But look, this weekend's games, this is what's going to determine it. Dalby at 27, they play South Burnett. They could go from their current first position down to 4th. Gatton on 26, they're up against South, who they lost to in the President's Cup. So Gatton's worst position is 4th, but they could win. With results, they could come first. Highfields are on 25, they're up against Wattles, who are way down the bottom in the 18s. The worst they can finish is 5th, but they could also get the minor premiership with the right results. South Burnett are in the same position on 25, they're up against Dalby. The worst they can finish is 5th, but they could also get the minor premiership. And then you've got the Tigers who are on 24, they're up against Gatton. The best they can do is 3rd, but they will finish in the top 5. So very tight under 18s competition.
Yeah, well, you've got to talk a lot slower than you have, Reeds, for me to understand that. But
Yep.
You were right, mate. 4 of the top 5 can finish in first position. And 2nd division, the top 5, Gatton 22, Dalby 18, Pittsworth 17, Warwick 16, Stanthorpe 16, and Dalby are the defending premiers there. Gatton have got the bye. They've already tied up the minor premiership. They will finish first. And then we've got Dalby. They play Stanthorpe, who they played last week. And the main thing about that is that the following week after that, they still may play Stanthorpe again.
Yep.
So 3 weeks in a row, it'll be Dalby, Stanthorpe. And as you can see there, I think, if I go right down 2nd through to 4th, which is Dalby on 18, Pittsworth on 17, they play Valleys, and Warwick 16 play Brothers, and Stanthorpe play Dalby. All from 2nd through to 5th can finish at the worst 5th to the best 2nd. How's that, Kelvin?
Yes, well, as I say, close competitions, a lot of them.
Well, I must admit, mate, I've never seen a competition in so many grades so close.
Yes, it is. And the 5 are decided, but where they're going to finish is up for anyone.
All right, well, Kelvin, thanks for joining us on the Obi well, thanks for joining us on the TRL Footy Show, not the Obi and Cookie Call, which I'm used to saying all the time to you, Kelvin. All right, we're going to see you over the final series, mate. So thanks for coming along. We'll go to a break and let's look at an interview from Oakie's Chris Oliver. This is the Toowoomba Rugby League Footy Show. Andrew O'Brien reporting QRL and TRL Media, and we're here at the Oakie Shed. An entertaining game. We're here with Chris Oliver. How are you, Chris?
Yeah, good, eh? After a fun game.
That's good, mate. Nice to talk to you, mate. You're a journeyman, mate. You've played many years, and you love having a crack, don't you?
Yeah, started back in 2010 with Oakie, and then a couple of clubs, Newtown, Highfields.
So you've been playing A grade since you were 12 years of age?
Oh, something like that, 16, 17.
Anyway, I thought you played very well today. You came to play. Second half, you didn't complete a set of 6, but still you had a crack, didn't you?
Yeah, little errors here and there, but we had nothing to lose, nothing to win, so we just thought we had to go out and have some fun.
Who you want to shout out to, mate?
I'll shout out to all the Gilbury boys, Nathan, Rog, Geordie, Joshy Stanton, Cousins boys and under 18s, Ash, Dill, Crump and Jermaine and that.
We're calling that game next week, mate, against Gundawindi, mate. Oh, yeah. We look forward to seeing you, mate. We'll see you then, mate.
Yeah, good. Look at test the jerseys out, design them.
Good on you, mate. Well done.
Break out the popcorn, sweets and drinks. It's Sunday night at the movies. Latest release movies brought to you exclusively by US filmmakers including Lima Films. Sunday night at the movies. So join us every Sunday night at 7 p.m. right here on Power TV Australia.
Hi, this is Mick Jagger on
Classic Vinyl.
This is Debbie Harrow from Blondie. This is Jimmy Barnes here. Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac.
This is Reverend Willie G from ZZ Top.
The best tracks from the greatest albums of our generation.
That's right.
From your breakfast and coffee to your drive home.
We've got the classic hits that make your workday.
When you got a job to do.
Go by a lot faster.
Hey, if we haven't said it lately, thanks for listening. The home of classic rock.
Don't touch the dial.
PowerFMradio.com.au.
Playing indoor netball, cricket, soccer, dodgeball and volleyball is a great way to keep fit and catch up with friends, and the place to go and play any or all of these sports is Action Indoor Sports. There are competitions for juniors and adults of all levels of ability, from beginners to the most experienced. Action Indoor Sports is home to Inflatable World, an inflatable theme park for all ages, and new and coming soon, indoor softball. Go and see for yourself. Action Indoor Sports is located at 31 Spencer Street, Toowoomba. Check out the website toowoombaindoorsports.com or phone 4635 9999.
Well, welcome along to My Music. I'm Jeff Black. Let me tell you about the T-Bird Diner. Well, just over here, we've got a Ford custom line that's crashed through the wall. Next episode on My Music on Power TV Australia. I'll see you then.
Welcome back to the TRL Footy Show from Gatton Leagues Club, live and free on Power TV. Now it's back to Obi and the panel for the preview of round 18.
And thanks very much for that, Robbo. And joining us is the 2018 Gatton Hawks coach, Sean Hobson. How are you, Hobbo?
Yeah, good, Obi. Yourself?
That's good. You've enjoyed your first year here in Toowoomba Rugby League competition.
Absolutely. It's been a fantastic year down here at Gatton. So, yeah, it's a learning curve, but it's been really good here in the TRL, and most certainly down here at Gatton.
Yeah, we like cliches. You probably don't like this one, but it's a season that could have been for the Gatton Hawks. But I think you're going to be proud of the way that they performed over the year.
Oh, absolutely. First year in, it was a learning curve for me, probably personally, and you know, the team sort of reacted accordingly to that. So yeah, no, it's been a good year, and we're a bit upset that we didn't get there, but you know, it's something to build on for sure.
Had some great wins by the Hawks, mate. They had a great win over Valleys just recently, and some good wins over the season.
Yeah, I think they've performed pretty well, the Hawks. A little bit, probably one of the things I noticed about them, and Sean would know better than most, is that, mate, I reckon you seem to, through injuries and player unavailability, I reckon you struggle to put the same team on the paddock more than 2 weeks in a row throughout the year.
Yeah, we certainly didn't. We were just talking about that earlier. We certainly didn't put the same team on the field too many times, and probably in them key areas. Well, whilst Luke and Lippy sort of were there in their halves sort of most weekends, we toyed, again, that was my fault, we toyed around with fullback a little bit, and hooker was obviously one of those areas that we just couldn't nut down, you know, and yeah, you got the bloke that's handling the footy the most all year, and that position's not stable. It's hard to sort of get that consistency going, I suppose, in this comp.
Mate, what's your team look like for next year? Do you hope most of the boys indicated they're sticking around and again for the Hawks?
I think we're working really hard on their retention of our current playing group. So yeah, the vibe is very good and very positive at the moment. So I think we've only lost like 1 or 2 out of our last 6. So I think we've actually been tracking along really well in the back end of the season as we started to get some players back and get some consistency going. So everyone's that I've talked to and the club's talked to is pretty keen to be back involved.
Yeah, well, I think from looking at the whole season, Hobbo, it's a really long pre-season last year, and we were waiting for games to happen. And I don't think you actually settled really until about the 4th or 5th round on the team that you had. You had Hayden Libb come late to the club, and you had a few key injuries. Do you think that sort of came back to haunt you?
Oh yeah, look, definitely injuries aren't great to have, but everyone goes through injuries. I still think there was probably 3 or 4 games there with the actual team that we had on the field. We were good enough to win on that day, and just unfortunately didn't get the job done. And to the other team's credit, we just, that they got us on them days, and we sort of were left to rue those couple of moments that we lost by 1 point or 2 points or less than a try.
I think testament to your season is how, like, the minor premiers have been sorted, Waddles, but both times you meant Waddles, you performed really well against them, didn't you?
Yeah, I think the first game of the year was a really good tester out there for me, especially, and we're only 1 try short, and we probably had 2 or 3 opportunities at the back end of that game to get them probably, and just fell short. And then out here at Gatton with the home crowd advantage, we actually got 6 points up on them with about 5 or 6 minutes to go, and just threw a bit of class through Travie and Matty Duggan. They managed to put a try on, and then Duggan kicked one from the sideline, and then a couple of minutes later slots a field goal. So it was a little bit heartbreaking. But in saying that, there was 2 sets of 6 after that we forced errors, and we didn't get to our own kick. Had we have got to our own kick in that game against Waddles and got down the other end of the field, it could have been a different story, but unfortunately.
Yeah, it's funny because your nemesis was probably Warwick. You lost here, and you also lost out there, and then a loss to Oakey. So it really wasn't the top sides that really worried you. It was probably that next tier down.
Yeah, Oakey did a really good job on us out in Oakey that night. They played very well to their credit, and probably, yeah, you're right. If I had to name one team that really sort of got into us a little bit, would have been Warwick. I think they were good here against us on a game and played really physical, and certainly did out at Warwick on a ridiculously cold night. I'm not used to that where I come from, mate. So
okay, well, hang around, Hobbo, because we're going to get stuck into the last round of the Toowoomba Rugby League Hutchie's season, and we're out at Oakey on the Trevor Mickaburra Oval. The Obie and Cookie Call. We're live on air at 5:30 on Power FM Special Events, and kickoff is at 6:30. How do you see this one going, Reeds? And obviously it's Oakey versus Gatton Windy.
Yeah, look, I think this is going to be a pretty tough game. I suppose it's all about pride for both sides now. Who's going to show up? Oakey come out last week here against the Hawks, and really it was a tight game at half time, but the Hawks got away with it. And Gatton Windy really put the sword to Brothers last week, and I thought Brothers have been ticking along, starting to build a little bit, and we're going to get a better result, but Gatton Windy really put it to them. So Gundy have got to travel low against the Oakey Bears. I know Oakey's got their old boys night on. They're encouraging everybody to get out there this weekend, Saturday night. It'll be a big crowd out there. I'm going to go with the Bears to get up in the last game of the year against the Boars.
This game was earmarked. The club came and saw me a long way out. It's Indigenous jerseys as well for the Oakey Bears. And the old boys, well, it's the first time they've invited them with the pretense to start an old boys club, which a lot of the clubs are doing. So if you're an Oakey Bears, old boys, and a lot of fellas out there, I'm sure that's going to be a wonderful success.
They're celebrating their last grand final too, aren't they? From 88, I think.
Yeah, something like that. So it should be good. And
98, sorry.
And also Sponsors Day, so it's all going to happen out at Oakey. Yes, I'm going to go for the home side. What about you, Hobbo?
Yeah, mate, Gundy are a pretty fair side, but yeah, no, Tommy had the Oakey boys up for us on the weekend. I'll tell you one thing's for sure and certain, with the flair on both sides, I think young McGrady boy plays out there at Gundy, and what Oakey have got, it should be a pretty exciting game. I reckon that you'll see plenty of entertaining football.
And then on Saturday night at Club Pittsworth, it's Pittsworth up against Valleys Roosters. It's all about Valleys in this game, isn't it, Reeds?
Yeah, look, Valleys need to win to get up in the top 3 and stay there. Pittsworth obviously playing for pride. Probably a disappointing season for Pittsworth by their own measures, is that they probably expected to be there in the grand final like they were the previous year and the premiers the year before. So they'll be very disappointed, but I'm sure being a home game, they'll have a big crowd there the last time for this year, and they'll be trying to get up. So look, I'll go with Valleys. I think they're injury depleted though at the moment, the Roosters. but they'll have too much class for the Danes.
Yeah, I'm going to the Valleys as well. I would not be surprising if Pittsworth get the bickies there. They've got Caleb Hart coming back amongst a couple of others, so I think Valley's got too much at stake, don't you reckon, Hobbo?
I think Caleb Hart's a really big in for him. I mean, he's a real danger player, but I'm hearing on Facebook and that it's Bracky's last game. So, mate,
sure
out at Pittsworth, and for what he's done for that footy club, I'll actually tip Pittsworth. I reckon Pittsworth will get him with Valley's injuries, and
they'll want to do it for Bracky.
Mate, they'll want to do it for Bracky, and they'll be up at home for their last game of the season. And mate, Pittsworth are a fair footy side, so yeah, I reckon Pittsworth might get Vals.
Yeah, well, I'll probably agree with you, but Reeds, I've got to say, Ian Braxton has really influenced culture, not only in his own club, but a lot of clubs are taking a feather out of his hat, haven't they?
Yeah, look, Bracky's one of those guys. I used to coach Bracky myself when he was in under 10s, when he was at South. And
so I didn't think you were on 74. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So, but look, he's one of those all-round good guys that most people, or everyone really in the rugby league likes, and you can't be disappointed. I know he took that role on at Pittsworth a few years ago when they were struggling to get a coach, and he said he put his hand up and help him out for the year. And I think he's been there for 5 years now, and he's been going really well for him, but he has brought a really good culture to the club. They've always been a very strong club and local, but yeah, Bracky's been great for him.
And then the Gatton side, they travel to Glenholme Park and they play South. And you'll be looking forward to that game, mate, even though South haven't been that competitive this year.
Oh, I think I mentioned to someone in like yourself in the discussion we had after the game last week. But, yeah, it's a credit to South how they've handled themselves this year. I mean, right across their footy club. I mean, I've been involved in some seasons like that. So, mate, we'll go up there with the utmost respect for South and play footy accordingly. But mate, I really rate South, and rumours are that things are going to turn around for them next year. So, we'll get this one out the way and see how we go.
And Reed's big under-18 game there on.
Yes.
On is it Saturday night, South and Gatton, or Sunday, I think?
Sunday, yeah. So that'll be really good too. That'll be a cracking under-18 match there where replay at the President's Cup, and obviously Souths will be in the 5, but it's an opportunity for the Gatton Hawks to, with a few other results, they could finish number 1.
And of course, Warwick take on Brothers at Father Ranger Oval on Sunday, 2:30. Warwick for me, Hobbit?
Yeah, look, again, to Brothers' credit, they've trucked along there all year and really ripped in hard. But as I said before, Warwick's probably the team that's, in some respects, bullied us in the game. So I mean, I really rate Warwick. Actually, I think they'll go all right.
Yeah, I think Warwick, they'll be too big for the boys across the park, and they got a little bit to play for with the season, trying to secure to be in the top 3. I think for Warwick.
And then the Hutchies match of the round. This is going to be an absolute ripper of a game. At Pat's Oval, kickoff is at 2:30. We go to air on Power FM 88 on your dial, 87.8 at Upper Lockyer and Kabbalah, or listen on live on, what is it, www.powerfmradio.com.au / special events, or just listen. It's a Sunday. Special events on Sunday, so that's powerfmradio.com.au / special events there for the internet, or listen on 88 on your dial, especially in Toowoomba City. Waddles, Highfields, this is going to be a ripper. I tell you what, I've gone from one side to another. Highfields, they've got depth, they're fit. Waddles, they had a really tough run. Highfields are coming off a bye. You pick a winner.
Yeah, look, this is going to be a fantastic match. We'll be listening for the call, sure. Look, Highfields is going along really well. Gus has been very happy with the boys, but he won't want them to lax off this weekend. He'll be looking forward to a really complete performance from the boys and a great effort, and seeing them win. Waddles, they've just shown their class since they lost the President's Cup or the Madsen Rasmussen to the Valleys Roosters earlier in the year. But I think Highfields are going to get up this weekend over the Waddles Warriors, and I think they could secure second.
Yeah, well, we've seen with the top 5, Reeds, that there's no home ground advantage. It's all guns blaring come kickoff.
Yeah, exactly right.
So it doesn't matter whether it's home or not.
No, exactly right. So yeah, looking, that'll be a great game. You'll have a great call out there.
Yeah, I probably differ a little bit. I reckon the home ground's a massive advantage to you, and I do believe from watching the Facebook like I do a little bit, that Wattles have been undefeated at home so far. So I'm quite sure that that Trav wouldn't want them to lose that last one at home. So Highfields are a cracking side, but yeah, I think Wattles have got most bases covered and they should win at home.
Yeah, I'm Wattles. I've tipped them all year, and I think I just looked back, they've only lost one game this year, and that was against Valleys, and that's when Matty Duggan's wedding was on. They did lose the Matson Rasmussen, but gee, Valleys had to pull out all their feathers to beat the Wattles on that day. So it's Wattles for me, just good right across the park. Highfields, I reckon it's going to be a better match than last week's stop-start affair, and they're going to throw everything at Wattles, and it'll be a real grind, and it's the last 20 minutes are going to win that match, that's for sure. So no Obies rant this week. It's straight into Obies quiz with the Hawks players, Dom Hot Dog Hawk, Luke Nolan, and who was the other one? Mark Swan. So this is the TRL Footy Show.
Is your computer driving you crazy? Is it slow or doing things you didn't expect? Well, having a computer crash or pick up a virus can be a complete nightmare for a business, so having someone local you can trust to get you up and running again is critical. The dedicated team of experts at Computer Troubleshooters Toowoomba West will put your mind at ease from the moment you walk through the door and will get your problem solved in no time with a 100% guarantee on their work. Laptops, tablets, PCs, whatever you have, Roger and the team can fix it for you. So visit them today at 236 Bridge Street, Newtown. Well, can't get in to see them? No worries. Just call them on 4642 1331 and they'll come to you. Toowoomba Troubleshooters Toowoomba West on the web at www.computertroubleshooters.com.au/Toowoomba West.
On Power TV Australia, we take a frank look at computers, the internet and social media with a team of experts from around the world with Switched On IT. Learn what makes the internet tick and how to keep your kids safe online. Discover a whole new world of entertainment at www.powertvaustralia.com or download the app from the Google Play Store.
Hi, this is Mick Jagger on
Classic Vinyl.
This is Debbie Harrow from Blondie.
This is Jimmy Barnes here.
Evie Next from Fleetwood Mac.
This is Reverend Willie G from ZZ Top.
The best tracks from the greatest albums of our generation.
That's right.
From your breakfast and coffee to your drive home.
We've got the classic hits that make your workday
Then you got a job to do.
Go by a lot faster.
Hey, if we haven't said it lately, thanks for listening.
The home of classic rock.
Don't touch the dial.
PowerFMRadio.com.au.
Thanks for joining us for the TRL Footy Show. Now let's have fun with Obies quiz.
Yeah, well, g'day, and it's Obies quiz here. We're at Gatton Leagues Club. Can anyone hear me out there?
Yes, yay!
Well, we've had good now. We've got a couple of Gatton Hawks players on the right hand, on my right, on my far right. Put your hands together for the captain of the Gatton Hawks, Dom Hawk. Yeah, that's a pretty small fan club. Now put your hands together for the manager of the Gatton Leagues Club, Mark Swan.
You got less.
And the journeyman himself, the one and only Luke Nolan. Yes, Luke, you got the most claps there, mate, so congratulations. Now I need a bit of adjudication. You right there, Robert?
I'm ready to go.
Ready to go. So it's 5 points for a correct answer, and we might have another 5 points in the one thing, but just one thing, do as you're told, fellas, okay? All right, individual questions. First to you, Dom. Now, Dom, you're a keen racing man. Santa and Elaine won this year's Stradbroke Handicap, didn't it, mate?
Yeah, it did.
Did you back it?
No, I couldn't tell you. I've had a lot of bets between now and then.
Okay, now I want you to name the year before's winner.
The year before.
And for another 5 points, The year before that's winner. And 2017 Stradbroke Handicap winner.
Impending.
That's right. And for another 5 points, the previous year.
Under the Louvre.
Well done. Put your hands together for Dom. That's 10 points for Dom. Is that right?
That's correct. So 5 points for Obi for getting that correct.
Yeah, you probably told him before, isn't it? Now to Mark Swan. Mal Meninga, Norm Proven were last night named as Immortals. Name 2 of the 3 pre-war inductees, 5 points for each.
Daily Messenger.
That's 5 points.
And did you say Ron Proven before or not?
No, he made Immortal, you idiot.
Oh, shit.
Pre-war. Daily Messenger's right. No giving away, please.
I read them in the paper today. No, I don't know.
No, but it was Frank Burge or Dave Brown. So only 5 points for Swanee. Now Luke, the most nervous contestant we've had all year for the quiz. Now Luke, here's a real easy one for you, mate, and I can talk slowly if you like. Okay. How many tries have you scored this year?
Oh. Is it 4?
And for a further 5 points, how many goals you've kicked?
Oh, I reckon 5 tries and
5?
2 goals.
And 2 goals, no, it's a lot more goals.
No, it can be 5 tries and...
Yep, 5.
Oh.
Yep, 5.
He'd know. 20 goals.
20 goals, both wrong, you idiot. 7 tries and 26 goals, Luke, you absolute pearler. Okay, now, we have 10 questions, and this is, you get to answer it on your buzzer, okay? Now, Mr. Swan, you're a hawk, aren't you, mate?
I am a hawk.
Right, so you're going to give us a sound of a hawk, okay? So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. And you've got to do the movements as well. Okay, ready? That wasn't good enough. Try again, please, mate. Yeah, very good. Okay, now, Dom, you're a horseman. Okay, you got to do a horse sound, mate, with the hands or not or whatever.
What do you mean with the hands?
I don't care, mate. Just like
Nay.
Nay. Very, very, very good. Now I don't know what to do with this guy over here.
Wasn't he a tiger at one stage?
He was a tiger. He was a tiger at one stage, Luke Nolan. So, Luke, you've got to do a tiger sound, mate. Okay?
Like a tiger.
Not good enough. Let's try again. Okay, for the horse.
Nay.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Now 5 points here, and TRL Grand Final Player of the Match. 2-part answer. The name of the medal that is won for the Player of the Match for the Grand Final.
You need to test the buzzers again.
Okay, give me a Robbo.
Robbo?
Yeah, it is the John McDonald medal. Okay.
Maybe
Now,
it
for
should be.
extra
We should have
points,
knew that.
Who won the Player of the Match last year in the Grand Final? John McDonald medal for 5 points.
Who won the grand final?
Dolby did, you idiot.
Dolby.
Yes.
Steve Franciscus.
Very close. But
No.
Yes.
Jason Wardrop.
No.
I know. Corey Bates. You can't have
right,
10
Corey
goes. You can't have 2 goes.
Yes, you can.
Hey?
Can't have 2
Yeah, as
goes.
many goes as you like, mate. Okay. And for a further 5 points, Warwick versus Pittsworth the previous year. Who won that Player of the Match? This will be a big one. Yes.
Daniel York.
Yeah. No, that's wrong. Okay. Next one.
No. James Dempsey.
James Dempsey. No, that's wrong.
Gibbs.
No, it wasn't. It was
Mitch Carpenter.
No, you can't go after the whole side. It was Tom O'Sullivan. Okay, so what's the score we've got so far, Robbo?
At the moment, Dom's on 10, Mark's on 5, and Luke's on 5.
Well done.
And you're
Okay.
on 3.
All right. Okay. Got to be quick here. How many clubs has Luke Nolan played for in TRL?
No.
Yes.
4.
Okay, and for another 5 points.
South, Brothers, Valleys, Gatton.
That's right. Is that right, Luke?
Yeah.
And Luke, you're supposed to answer your own questions, you idiot. Gatton played Oakey on the weekend. Who received the 1 point for Player of the Year points?
No.
Yes.
Myself.
That's right, Dom. Well done. Pay attention. Daniel Jennings is the club's highest try scorer this year with 17. His brother Austin is next on 14. Who was the Hawks player that scored the most tries after the Jennings boys this year?
Rar.
Yes?
Hayden Lip.
Nope.
No.
No.
Billy Jackwitz.
Peter Jackwitz.
Billy Jackwitz.
Billy Jackwitz. No. Come on, you put your buzzer.
I'll go, shit. Michael Froloff.
Oh, so close. It's Ty Gray, you idiot. 10 tries he scored. Okay. There were 4 goals kicked on the weekend. Name who kicked them.
No.
For Gatton.
No.
Yes?
Luke Nolan, Hayden Lip, myself and Scott Cubitt.
Well done.
Can you see these cookies? No,
he hasn't done it.
Who got that right?
He's just smarter than you.
Who got that right?
That was Dom.
Right, okay.
So what's the score at the moment, mate?
It's all over.
Dom's on 200, and Mark and Luke are still on 5.
Oh, wow.
So this question has to be worth 100 points.
Okay, we can do that if you like. Myself and Paul Reedy are regulars on the TRL Footy Show. Name 2 of the other regulars. Yes.
Gus McKellen.
No. A regular.
No.
Yep.
Justin Murphy.
Russ.
Oh, not those ones. Oh, can I answer one?
Yes.
Terry Cook.
No, that's the Open Cookie Call. That's a radio show.
that's
The
the same
TRL
thing.
Footy Show.
Justin Murphy.
Justin Murphy's right, and
Brett Seymour.
yep, I'll give that 5 points.
I was going to say Mark Swan. He's been on there 100 times.
5 points for Dom and 5 points for Luke. The regulars are Nev Cherry, Justin Murphy, Mark Tukey, and even Brian Gilroy, our chairman. Okay, Dennis Burgoyne is one of the most devastating forwards in the competition. Spell Burgoyne. Yes.
Burgoyne.
Yeah, that's right.
On your Swanee.
Okay, 2 points here. Two sections here. 5 points for the Christian name, 5 points for the surname. Okay. Who is the Hawks ambassador this year? And you can ask me for a hint.
Hint.
Nash Hawthorne's girlfriend.
I know her first name. I don't know her last name. Peter Shepherd.
Starts with S.
Is it Simone?
Yes, that's right. But you're going to give me a heart.
He didn't connect.
Give me a heart. Yeah,
Simone.
Simone, that's right. Okay.
Back.
And the last name is Brand. And put your hands together for Simone Brand, who's going to be Gatton's ambassador at the TRL Ambassador Awards come the presentation night in a few weeks' time. 2 questions to go. Now, thinking, boys, a mathematical question, okay? If Highfields beat Waddles this weekend and Pittsworth beat Valleys this weekend, what position will Gatton finish on the... Yes.
6.
Very good. Well done.
Good on you, Luke.
Thank you. Did you work that one out, Dom?
Yeah, I did. I just thought I'd give everyone else a go.
Okay, 1 question to go. What's the score?
At the moment, 35 to Dom, 15 to Mark, and 15 to Luke.
Okay, we'll make this question for 25 points.
Yep.
Okay.
Unless Mark and Luke want to team up.
Beg pardon?
Unless Mark and Luke want to team up.
Well, no, we'll just go 25 points. Okay, so they answer it. Okay. Who am I? Very good. Have 5 points for that. I was born in Gatton on the 21st of April, 1982. I played my juniors in Gatton and I played 226 NRL games. In a famous interview, he said one of his most inspirational coaches in Gatton was Rooster Oast.
No.
Yes.
Michael Luck.
Well done. Michael Luck. And he played for Cowboys and Warriors. Well, that's it for the quiz for the Footy Show. Put your hands together for the winner, Dom Hogg. Mark Swan, the legend himself. And I'm so shy here, Luke Nolan. Thanks very much. Put your hands together for those 3. Well, that's the Footy Show. Next week, we are at Dolby Leagues Club doing exactly the same thing, and we're looking forward to do that. It's the last game of the year for the regular season. Best of luck for all the teams involved, and we'll see you next week. This is the Toowoomba Rugby League Footy Show. Over to you, Robbo.
This has been the TRL Footy Show, thanks to our major sponsors Power FM, Royce Music and Computer Troubleshooters Toowoomba West. If you're in business and interested in advertising on Power TV or Power FM, you can contact us by phone or email. The details are on the screen. This has been a Power TV Australia production in conjunction with Power FM. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and remember to download the Power TV Australia app from the Google Play Store.